I'm going to read some of this post to our relationships, right? And this guy talks about how he was falsely accused by his female cousin. And of course, the moderators locked it, right? He says a lot. They locked the thread. The feminist moderators locked it. So the men would, it's to silence men's voices, okay? They don't want this kind of thing discussed, right? Now, I won't read the whole thing, but here's the case. He says, cousin, female 24, falsely accused me, male 23, of sexual assault. Now my family has contacted me after almost 10 years. Yeah, she reneged on it, right? I don't know why these women renege on it because, well, I do, because they don't suffer any consequences, right? So we'll get into the nitty-gritty of it. And he says, I grew up was probably most normal of normal households, right? And that's important. This is why this is important. This isn't the average household. I come from a large family. At any time, any one female can take a disliking to me in my family and oust me, right? And how he says his family wasn't really that close, to be honest, of course. That's typical too, right? I'm now 31. In 2014, when I was 22, attending university, I got a phone call from my mother that turned my life upside down. I remember I didn't even answer at first because it was gaming with my friends, right? Okay. So when she called again, I excused myself and answered only to hear a chaos on the other end, like people were arguing. But when my mom realized I'd answer, it sounded like she went to another room, closed the door. I just asked what was going on. She was crying. My memory of this conversation was a bit blurry, but basically she asked me if I had something to confess regarding E. E is my cousin, and on my mom's side, and she is 7 years younger than me, 15 at the time. At that point, I hadn't even seen Ian for several years. Yeah, it's so important she didn't say anything till now. This is standard. We've seen this enough. Women coming up years and years later and making some false accusation. We know it's false now, right? And 15 is that perfect age where these girls decide, yeah, I'm bored. I want attention, and I have this instinct to destroy men. That's what's going on. That this is an instinct to destroy men, right? He said, I just said no, asked what this was about. She just cried even harder and started to accuse me of sexually assaulting E back when we were children. Why is she accusing him of that? She doesn't know anything. She just has her story. That E had told everything to my sister, and that my sister told my mother and my aunt. E had told them that back when she was 9, I was 16, she'd been playing in my room. When I came in, started feeling under her underclothes and kissing her. My mom screamed at me to say something, but I couldn't even speak. It was all so absurd. It wasn't absurd. This is hateful. Guys always say it's so crazy when they're being attacked by women. I remember thinking that it must be some bad joke. The last thing I remember is saying that it's not true and he is lying. There you go. So it's a he said, she said thing. Yeah. But then my mom goes on saying that how he gave such detailed description. That doesn't mean anything. You can make up detailed lies of where and how. And then she kept asking something like, did you do this? Did you do this? And I just screamed back at her, no. So it doesn't matter. She didn't call him up to ask if he did it or not. She called him up to get a confession. That's what it. A woman has accused a man, destroy the man. And these are his loved ones. This is his mommy, right? Who loves him so much. Right. It all ended with my mom putting me on speaker, and both my mom and dad saying that they don't want anything to do with me and never to contact me again. Really? No bringing this to a court and providing evidence? No. So they wanted to boot him out. My 2 sisters texted me later, pretty much saying that I'm disgusting, and then blocked me. So he got instant ostracization. That's what the power of women have. The family is a matriarchal unit. This is an exaggeration. This is me telling you the facts of the case. The family is a matriarchal unit. At any time, any woman can oust you from it. That's a fact. And this guy's finding out. And he said, I know it's weird, but after that call, I went to have a long shower. To this day, I still don't know why I did. Yes, you did. You're trying to wash off the shame. That's what you're trying to do, right? The only thing I heard back from my father, who texted me to stop contacting them and that they need to heal. Okay, so they just believe this woman, this girl, automatically. Her word comes before him, right? Female above male. His father betrayed him. His father's a scumbag, and his mother is too. They're both scumbags. And this was 9 years ago, right? And how it fucked him up big time. He went to drinking. He had no friends. I'll put this in the description box. You guys can read it, right? Right. Sort of the worst period of my life, right? He landed his first real job. He started picking himself. This is what guys do, right? Pick themselves up by their bootstraps. No one there to help them. So my life is okay now. I still got problems, right? I've been on antidepressants. That's what they do. Send you to therapists, and the therapist just drug you or tell you it was your fault, right? That's what they do. This text was okay. Now, he mentions, this is an important part too, how they text and say that his cousin finally confessed that she was lying. Otherwise, he would still be ostracized, right? Now, look at his scumbag parents. They text him after 9 years. It's been a long time since we talked. We miss you and want to know how you're doing. So they haven't been healing for 9 years, have they? From something he's done. What they did, they ostracized him, didn't want to see him again. You're an extra human. That is, you're an extra male, and we didn't want you in the family anyway, right? We know that. We love you and always will. This is horseshit. This is a bold-faced lie. They're betraying him again. They didn't love him. They threw this guy out. If they loved him, they would have forgiven him within a month, even if they believed this girl, right? And that was years ago, right? So it was just her word against his. We understand if you don't want to talk to us after what happened, but please listen. Uh-oh. Last month, the subject of you was brought up in the family. During this, Eve was downplaying everything that had happened to her. It got so awkward that she finally admitted that nothing happened and she probably just dreamt it. We were all appalled by this. Well, fuck you. Well, fuck you, you cocksuckers. Right? Now, know what's missing from this? It's missing that we ostracized her now. We kicked her out of the family. They didn't kick this girl out of the family, did they? Right? Exactly. My cousin falsely accused me of sexual assaulting her when we were minors, and I was disowned. Now it's been revealed it never happened. My family's contacting, want to make amends. I don't know how to respond. I would tell them, but these feminist scumbags that control Reddit locked the conversation so no one could ever come out, right? And this is what pisses me off even more. These assholes talk about therapy. If a man did this to them, they would be demanding his head. They demanding either he get thrown in jail or he take revenge on her, right, on them. But when a woman does it, these guys are, oh, just pick yourself up by your bootstraps again, right? Now look at this asshole. Wait until your therapist comes back. I understand it will be a couple of weeks. She's on vacation, right? It will be worth it. Let her guide you on what to do when you do it so that you can do this in a healthy way, whether it's not to ever talk to them or build relationships back. See, no, just take the abuse and keep going, right? right? No revenge. No, nothing like this is pathetic. There's the OP. I'd love to talk to him, but I can't. Hmm. And of course, he says, I don't know if I could trust anyone again. You can't. OP, you can't trust these assholes ever again. They are not worthy of your trust. The only way you would trust them if they ostracize this girl permanently from their family. That's the only thing that would allow me to trust them again. But you know something? They've talked about that everyone's angry with her, but no real consequences. This will blow over, and all the damage she's done to this man will be forgotten and forgiven. Right? Sorry. At this point, I would be thinking about hardcore revenge. Hardcore revenge, especially against my mother and father. His mother and fathers are the lowest of the low, complete, utter scumbags. Complete, utter scumbags. No, this is how men should start thinking. They need to take revenge on these evil people. That's what his family is, a group of evil people. And the only way men are going to get any kind of redress if they do it themselves. What he should, at the very least, start suing his parents. He needs to sue his parents. Sue his parents hard, not concentrate on them and bring it all out in the open. So everyone knows who these assholes are. Make them suffer. Reject them permanently. I could never go back to this family. Make them suffer permanently. So everyone knows what scumfucks they are. That's what you do. And this is what I'm telling you guys to do. If you ever get yourself caught in this situation, don't go to a therapist. Seek vengeance against these scumbags. Anyway, we'll end it here.